Hey everyone, I'd like to welcome you back to the I Like It Raw podcast. Today I'm doing the podcast in obviously a whole different location in the vehicle, which is where I actually started my podcast. And I love just sitting in the car and just talking because that's when my brain just gets to going and I just really get to thinking. Sorry, I am looking around because I'm out right now. My grandmother went into Home Depot and I'm just, waiting for them to come out. But I have been gone and I'm not going to say that I am officially back because I'm not. I'm in a space where I am taking time for myself, acclimating myself in the environment I am in now, and getting ready to transition into a whole new environment that is going to be better for me mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. And I don't like to pressure myself to put things out when I'm not feeling it. I'm not going to try and scrape something up to make something happen if I'm not feeling it. So you haven't been seeing episodes from me consistently because of that reason. And all in all, I do deserve my time, just like everyone deserves theirs. This is a time of major transition, major healing. We are about to go into the sign of Scorpio. It's about to be Scorpio season. So it's a lot of uncovering and hidden truths that are coming out. There's a lot of just deep work that's being done at this time, and I'm not going to pressure myself to do things when I don't feel like doing them. That just being said, that's that. But today I really just kind of wanted to come and talk about really just making those moves and doing what you want to do regardless of how society makes it seem, your family makes it seem, and sometimes how reluctant you are because of the fears that your mind plays or the fears that your mind gives you. And those honestly still come from society itself. Right now I am doing some really heavy work, like heavy work, and it's about freeing the being that we are. There's a lot that's going on that people don't know about, or they know about, but they don't comprehend because there's so much information that is hidden. The straw man, motherfucker. If you know anything about the straw man, you will probably be in this video. You'll be in this video with me. I don't really want to dive too much into it, but I've been going through a process and really being able to use my straw man because the straw man is there for me to use. But that being said, I want to set that aside and just move on, because when that process is done, I'll be able to help so many of you out there access your straw man and live the life that we're here to live. But take the risks, take the leaps, have the hard conversations. I want you to break out of fear within everything, within relationships, within finding a new career, within going on your spiritual journey. I want you to break out of all fear that you all have. There is no reason to be afraid, you guys. And I'm telling you guys this because I know, because I've been in that boat. Hell, I still go through these things myself. Fear has held me back before. Within deepening my conversations and relationships, deepening relationships themselves, deciding to go out on a limb and choose myself and go through different experiences that people will find typically unfavorable. Fear has held me back from doing a lot of things, but it hasn't anymore. And I've been fearless for a while now. Although there's still a lot of people that don't agree with my decisions, I don't give a fuck. But I'm also learning at this time to just shut the fuck up and make your moves. Not everything has to be talked about and discussed, Especially even with family, you be wanting to tell family, like, this is what I want to do. This is some of the things I've been looking into. And they will, bring you down and make you feel like that's not a good idea because they don't have any comprehension of it. They don't do the research that you do. So one lesson that I'm really learning at this time is to just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up and make your moves, because there's a lot of people that be just waiting to tell you that I told you so shit. And I hate that shit. Like, I don't want to get that from people that I care about. I don't care to really get it at all. Like, to be quite honest with you, we can all say we don't fucking care, but don't nobody want to hear that shit. But yeah, sometimes you got to move in silence. And most of the time you got to move in silence. And even though you might have some really, really, really close people that you always tell everything to, sometimes you really just got to shut the fuck up and go about it the way you want to go about it, and not really concern yourself with letting other people know your plans. People know your plans, they try and plot against you. They wish downfall on you. Like, niggas praying on my downfall. Look, but I stood tall. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easier to stand tall on something when nobody knows your fucking plans. So that's kind of lesson number one. I'm kind of just going to be jumping all around in here because there's just a few things that I want to get off my mind. I didn't have any specific topic that I wanted to touch on, but I got a few things. Next, I feel like I've been having to truly learn how to be comfortable with being uncomfortable in so many different ways and facets in my life. I was actually just in an accident, and it's my first accident, and definitely spirit be my last. But everybody is fine. The other people were fine. And I just remember looking at my truck. It is in the shop now. I honestly want to tell that bitch out, please. But I was looking at my truck and looking at the people because they were shook up as well. And before the accident happened, it's like I could see it happen, which was really, I be seeing a lot of shit before it happens, and then it happens. I'm like, damn, I already saw this shit happen. But everybody was shook up, whatnot. But when I got out the car and I looked back at my truck, I was just sitting there like, wow, this could be so much worse than what it is right now. This could be so much worse than what it is right now. And as being a spiritual being in this human experience, the human mind will fucking play tricks on you to think the worst outcome and to always think negative. Okay? And those negative thoughts are not yours. They're not yours to sit with. They're not yours. You have a negative thought, you hear the shit and let that shit pass because it's not yours to hold on to. But I was just so grateful to hear within myself, the first thought for me was, I am just so glad that this is not a worse situation. Like, yes, it's an inconvenience. And I ended up seeing a post. If I can, I'll post it on the screen. Because I'm not exactly sure what it said, but it was basically talking about things happening that can be inconveniences, but they shed light on new opportunity, essentially. That's what it was saying. And so, like, getting out of my truck, looking at my truck, like, I looked at my truck like, thanks, Ghost. Thank you for protecting me. Because if I was in a car crash, that could have been a lot worse. I could be dead right now, you know? And Ghost really protected me. And I appreciate my truck for that. I do. And I'm grateful that nobody else was hurt. I am. Like I said, these type of situations will have you looking at life like, damn, this could have been so much worse. But I'm grateful it wasn't. I'm grateful Spirit was there with me when this happened. I'm grateful that I don't deal with police officers that are jackasses. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing, is like, all police officers, all people, all of one group of people are not all bad. So it sucks because social media truly glorifies all these killings and all the bad cops and all the bad people out here. It glorifies these people. And I was sitting here talking to my granny. I'm just like, you know what? What if the news would stop posting about all these tragedies that happen? And I'm not trying to be dismissive of what's going on, because that's definitely not what I'm trying to do. But when you think about it, like, there's a whole bunch of serial killers out here and blah, 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 a whole bunch of things that's always going on. Do you feel that sometimes people are starting to do this for the clout? The crazies are starting to do this shit for the clout? I remember one killer was talking about, yeah, now you guys can fucking see me. I always wanted to be seen, and he was finally fucking seen because he was posted on the fucking news. So he ultimately still got exactly what the fuck he wanted. And now I'm just sitting here wondering, like, do other people, other crazy people, other just people that do this type of shit, are they doing the same type of shit for that exact reason as well? If you don't glorify these things and put these things on the news, would shit start, diminishing? Would there be less crime? Would there be less killings and less hate going on if it wasn't glorified and being posted on fucking Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, fucking Facebook, the news all the fucking time? Would these things die down? I don't know. And it just, like, I really had to ask myself that question. But I go from the accident to talking to that. You guys, like I said, I'm all over the place. But at the end of the day, when I sit here and just sit in gratitude that things aren't ever as bad as they seem, and I start picking out the positive things within any situation that seems trying, I can't help but sit there and be blessed. I can't help and sit there but be grateful. Nobody died. I listened to Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks, and this woman was talking about how she got into a car accident or something happened or something like that. And she was like, oh, it's just metal and paint. And that's what this shit is. We over here stress about a monetary thing when it comes to these materialistic items when none of this shit really fucking matters. Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I know there's more to be had. And I'm not going to be concerned about, oh, well, no, I got to pay this. No, I got to pay this. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to fucking be here. I'm grateful to be able to have this conversation and tell you guys that throughout these trials and tribulations, because I am going through quite a few things, but I am so fucking blessed and I feel so good in my fucking spirit with shit that I'm not concerned. I'm not worried. I'm not stressing over a bill. Regardless it's paid or regardless it's missed. That shit is always taken care of. I'm not stressing about these things that only lead to unsatisfaction and depression within the human body or within our human mental. Then that causes disease and dis-ease within the human body and causes illness. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. I refuse to let myself be that way. I only want to walk in love and light and live in love and light because that I am. I am love and light. And then I heard this other thing that this other person on TikTok, because we are light and dark. We are polarity. And a lot of people get upset at the fact that they can't seem to get out of the negative, the dark, when he's saying all you do is make a choice to not be in that. With the car accident, I can live in the dark. I can be the dark if I had chose to be. But I didn't choose to be that. I chose to be the light. Grateful for life. Grateful that everybody's all right. Grateful that my truck was strong and protected me. Grateful for just being, you know? There's so much out here. And gratitude is all I can have, because there's just so much out here. And even in any other situation, you just got to look at it with a positive mind. And although sometimes for some people it might be difficult, and I used to be one of those people, but when you turn a new cheek, there's just, with that clarity, you see things differently. I stopped smoking, and because when I smoke, I start fucking hearing the voices that I hear when I am doing a shroom trip. When I first started hearing the voices, like, it would get, like, I was, oh, what's happening? Oh, please stop. But I've gotten acclimated. I have different powers. I have different gifts, and I'm very willing and accepting of them and grateful to have them. But when I smoke now, like, it's like an alarm is going off in my fucking ears, and I can't stop the shit unless I decide to make a different choice. And, like, smoking just ain't for me. It just ain't for me. Like, every time I smoke, it'd be like, no, don't do that shit no more. But with this new clarity, it brings so much ease and positivity into my life. And I don't know if there's other people that be feeling like that. But if you feel like it's time to make a change, make that change. Make that change. You know, make that motherfucking change. Because it's nothing but to better you. Like, seriously. You feel these certain feelings because your higher self is wanting to better you. So your higher self wants you to meet them there. And here's what negative emotion. Here's one thing with negative emotion. Oh my goodness. Like, oh, so many things are coming to me right now. But here's one thing with negative emotion. You feel negative emotion when you're not meeting your higher self where it's at. I'm going to say this one more time. You feel negative emotion when you're not meeting your higher self where it is at. So you feel sad, you feel despair, you feel just depression, you feel this. You're having that conflict within yourself. And that conflict within yourself, those feelings are letting you know you need to meet your higher self where you supposed to be. You need to meet your higher self where it is at so you don't feel that. Oh, well, how do I not feel like this? How do I not? You choose. You just don't. You just don't feel that shit. You can choose to feel better. You can really choose that shit. And yes, it is okay. You might want to cry. You might want to yell. You might want to scream. Get that shit out. Don't do anything that hurts anybody else. But get that shit out, y'all. That is okay. It is okay to release those emotions. But I'm telling you, when you feeling those emotions, let that shit out. Cry it out. Punch your pillow. Scream in your pillow. Scream in your house. And start thinking those positive thoughts so you can meet your higher self where you are supposed to be at. Meet your higher self where it is at. Because your higher self is giving you everything you need to know. Why am I feeling like this? The answer is because you're not meeting your higher self where it's at. That is point blank fucking period. That is it. That is it. You feeling depressed because you're not meeting your higher self where it's at. That is it. You feeling sick because you're not meeting your higher self where it's at. Period. This shit is crazy on how this shit really works, y'all. Because there's a lot of people like, oh, it's one thing after another. This happens, then this happens, and this happens. Oh, it seems like it's a domino effect of negativity. Because you're not meeting yourself where it's at. You feeling that shit. It's letting you know you feel that shit. Now you get the opportunity to make that change to meet your higher self where it's at. What the fuck? I need to make a shirt that says, meet your higher self where it's at, nigga. Because that's really what it fucking be, y'all. And that shit, I mean, as crazy, this shit ain't even fucking crazy. This just some real fucking shit. Meet your higher self where it's at. And then you'll feel a sense of calm and peace. Like, oh, wow, I don't really feel anything. Because you met your higher self where it's at. There's no worry for you to have because you where your higher self is supposed to be. Everything falls in line when you are one with your highest self. You talk about it's a domino effect of negativity, nigga. It could be a domino effect of positivity. So you don't have to feel those negative emotions and that sadness and that loathing and that pain. You don't have to feel that. Talking about it's a domino effect of feeling like that. No, make it a domino effect of feeling good and feeling like, wow, I'm just chilling. I feel very calm. Make that a domino effect. When you start to change your mind, things start to happen. I'm reading this book called Mind Control. I read it all the way. Now I'm going back through pages 3 to 14 to start getting back into the lessons of the actual book itself. The book really tells you how you're supposed to read the book anyway. So I'm reading it the way it's telling me. But it's by Jose Silva. Go get that book. That book is incredible. And like I said, I'm reading chapters 3 through 14, which are the actual lessons that they want you to start applying and learning. But you got to read that after you read the book from front to back. You read the 3 to 14, then you read 3, and you start implementing those lessons. And it's going to tell you for how long. I don't want to get into all the nuances to it. Get the fucking book. But when you really start to learn that your mind controls all, you control everything. You really do. You choose everything. We choose to be in negativity. We choose to feel bad. As crazy as it sounds, it's true. Because you really can make the choice to, man, yeah, this situation is not as favorable as I'd like it to be, but fuck it. You know, it could be something else. Just like with the car. Oh, now I got to figure out how to get my car fixed. I don't even care about none of that shit. If they want the fucking car, they can have that bitch. I am blessed to be. I'm blessed to have insurance. Look, I got my fucking rental car and I'm like crying on my way home. I'm just like, damn, I'm so blessed to be able to get a whole nother vehicle to take me from point A to point B. You start to learn these things and learn what to truly be grateful for, because it's not about the type of vehicle that you drive. It's not about how big your fucking house is. It's about the ability to be comfortable and to be happy and to feel calm and peace where you're at. That truly is all that really fucking matters. Do you feel love? Do you feel peace? Do you feel happiness? Do you feel comfort? Do you feel joy? Do you feel abundance? That's really what it be about, y'all. I mean, there's so many things that go on in this world. And to sit there and feel like shit, I don't choose that. I don't choose that for myself, and I really hope others don't choose that for themselves either. Shit get tough out here. You know? Shit already be tough out here. Why make it even tough? I mean, shit ain't even tough out here. That's a way of thinking. Excuse me, sorry, spirit. Because shit ain't tough out here. Shit is what you make it, motherfucker. Shit is what you motherfucking make it, nigga. And I make it beautiful. I'ma always make it beautiful. I enjoy it, you know. I enjoy happiness and peace. I enjoy the bliss that I experience. There's so much out here to be grateful for. Like the people that you know will always be there for you, because there's not genuine people out here for real. And when you deal and come across genuine people, accept them for who they are. Hold them close. Let them know that you appreciate them. Because I appreciate all the genuine people in my life, you know. I mean, it's just like, there's just so much bullshit and phoniness out here that I really appreciate the genuine people in my life. And there's only a very select few. Hell, most of my family I don't fucking trust. I don't care to talk to, because it disturbs my peace. And that's just that. I'm not going to disturb my peace because of blood making us family. I'd be boo-boo the fool if I do that shit. And truly, you have to be able to be real with the people that you love. these genuine people, you got to be real with them. If you love somebody, be real with them. I mean, like, shit ain't that fucking difficult. This is why my group be so small, because it's like, it'd be hard. It's not even hard, but to have real conversation with people will take shit to heart sometimes. And when you're being honest, because that's all you can be if you own that real shit, that's all you can be, is honest. It's never to hurt anybody. It's never to make anybody feel any type of way. It's all just to be honest, you guys. Like, that's one thing I'm encountering, is I'm being honest. And sometimes honesty does not sit well with people. And it's like, well, I don't know what the fuck you want me to do, nigga. I don't know what you want me to do. You got to be able to have those hard conversations. What the hell? It is Halloween out here. You got to be able to have those hard conversations. They're not even hard conversations. They're just real conversations. Conversations people deem to be uncomfortable, but there shouldn't be anything uncomfortable. Excuse me. You just got to be willing to have that, and have people in your life that are willing to have that as well, and don't take things so personal, because there's nothing to take personal, you know? If I'm being honest and I'm telling you how I'm feeling about something, then I'm just telling you how I feel about something. You can tell me how you feel about what I said, but I want to be able to have a conversation. I want to be able to communicate. And there's a lot of people that you just can't communicate with, which is quite upsetting, honestly. A lot of people you can't talk to. It'd be the closest people that you be wanting to talk to, but you say something, then it just... people start getting defensive. And it's like, there's nothing to be defensive about, you know? Be mindful about the relationships you guys get into. Platonic, romantic, just be mindful. Because the relationships and the situations that you are in with these people are never supposed to drain you. And if they do start draining you, then you need to make a call that's best for you and your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, if it comes to that. You always have to choose you, you know. Because it's not difficult to have conversations. It's not difficult to touch on something that's bothering you. It's not. It's just, it can be difficult when you're dealing with someone or people, a group of people that can't handle what you saying, or that can't not take stuff personally. Clear your mind space, you guys. Clear your mind space. But now y'all just see me looking around. I'm just looking at all these people, and to see that there's so many different people out here. You never know what other people are going through. You truly don't. Sometimes you see smiles. Sometimes you see an upset face. You never know what somebody's going through. But it's also been making me more aware of how my responses are to people. Because you just never know. You could be the light in somebody's day, or you can fucking rain on a parade. I ain't saying let people run you over and disrespect you, because if they start talking crazy, then by all means, nigga, you gonna get that motherfucking work, nigga. Why I gotta take my job like that? But, yeah, just be mindful. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode right here. I truly appreciate y'all for sticking around and coming to listen to this episode of I Like It Raw. Yeah, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Mikala Leinani, MikaLaleInani. And you can follow the podcast Instagram at I Like It Raw Podcast, and my cat's Instagram at Palace of Cats. Yeah, just keep up with me if you like. But I truly appreciate y'all for sticking around, and especially sending me messages like on my Instagram, and that you guys love my podcast and, you know, love things that I do, love the movies that I've been in. Season 2 of The Dirty D is going to be coming soon, so stay up on that. Make sure you follow the Mikala Leinani Instagram, because that's kind of where that's my main Instagram. That's where I keep all my updates going and shit like that. And even on my Mikala Leinani Instagram, I've recently been posting just some messages that come through to me real quick, and I'll just post it on there, a quick 2 to 3 minute message. So because like I said, I'm not fully going to be consistent again with my podcast until I feel comfortable and until I feel ready. There's nothing like forcing something that ain't meant to be, and that shit looks cringeworthy and nasty. So I'm not that type of motherfucker. But yeah, y'all, I appreciate y'all. Make sure, if you are smoking or doing shrooms, stay high. And make sure you stay strapped up and safe. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of I Like It Raw.